that can explain this is about as catastrophic of an injury as one can suffer.
The whispers turned into shockwaves, and now the headlines say it all. Doctors aren't just saying Tyreek Hill will miss the season, they're warning his injury could be career-ending. The Cheetah, the man who redefined speed in football, may never take the field the same way again. As fans, teammates, and analysts reel from the news, the NFL world has erupted with one question. Are we witnessing the sudden end of one of the most electrifying careers ever?
Tyreek has talked about retirement already. It's too dangerous to play this game if you're not all the way in it. And his game is based off speed, quick twitch, and that's what has made him a Hall of Fame caliber wide receiver. So my concern is moving forward is his mental.
This isn't your average ankle sprain or a clean bone break that you rehab in 6 months. The severity of Hill's injury has medical professionals speaking in tones fans hate to hear. The nature of the fracture, the placement, and the damage to surrounding ligaments make this more than just a recovery timeline. It's a question of whether Tyreek Hill can even regain the mechanics that made him unstoppable. The Cheetah's speed wasn't just fast, it was inhuman, a rare blend of balance, burst, and acceleration. If even a fraction of that is compromised, his dominance vanishes.
It's the night where we witness him have a absolutely gruesome knee injury that they wouldn't even re-show, even though some people captured it and posted it on the internet, and it was kind of maybe force-fed. Nasty knee injury, obviously a dislocation, some ligaments torn. This is one of those ones that they talk about in being a devastating injury to, you know what, recovery, career, everything, you name it.
The thought alone has shaken the Dolphins fan base. This was supposed to be their year. Hill was on track to rewrite the record books, making defenders look like they were running through quicksand. Now, not only is Miami's season gutted, but fans are grappling with the reality that the Cheetah may never prowl again. The sight of him on the cart was bad enough, but the medical reports coming out now feel like a gut punch to an entire city.
You know, you can immediately feel the kind of gravity of it, the air of the moment kind of get lifted because everyone saw what looked to be pretty severe injury. I think the most interesting thing was like Tyreek's response to the whole situation. You know, you as an athlete know, like, oh my gosh, this is something I've never experienced before.
Around the league, the reaction has been raw and emotional. Fellow players have taken to social media, flooding timelines with prayers, tributes, and disbelief. Hill wasn't just feared on the field, he was respected off it for his relentless work ethic and the joy he brought to the game. Opposing defensive backs who once dreaded facing him are now openly admitting they hope this isn't the end. There's a brotherhood in the NFL, and seeing one of its brightest stars fall this hard is something no one takes lightly.
It's not kneecap dislocation, it's knee dislocation. It could be all the ligaments, it's certainly the ACL, and it's at least a year, it might be 2 years, and it might be his career. The best way to frame it is if this is the end of it, I think it is a career unlike almost any other.
For the Dolphins, the shock is twofold. They lose their most dangerous weapon, and now they're forced to face the future without knowing if Hill will ever return. It's not just about 2025, it's about whether he's part of their plans at all. Jalen Waddle suddenly becomes the default number one, but even with his talent, defenses don't fear him the way they did Hill. Miami's identity as the fastest show on turf has evaporated overnight.
So we would like to let Tyreek Hill know that everything he's done for football up until this point, we thank him for. Hey, you were electrifying, brother. And it's going to be a long road back, and recovery and rehab for this is going to suck. This is going to be a very painful experience, obviously, and with how explosive he is, how will they get it back to that? I have no idea. But Tyreek on football, hey, we appreciate what you did.
Doctors are pointing to the harsh reality. Even if Tyreek makes it back, there's no guarantee he'll ever recapture the same explosiveness. Leg injuries of this severity change careers. We've seen it before. Stars who returned but never looked like themselves again. The cut that once froze defenders? Slower. The stride that once pulled away from safeties? Shorter. And in a league measured in milliseconds, the smallest decline separates legends from ordinary.
Breaking news to begin NFL Live as Tyreek Hill will undergo surgery today to repair multiple torn ligaments in his dislocated knee, an injury he suffered in last night's win over the Jets. Head coach Mike McDaniel gave an update on his wideout today.
It's a major knee procedure. multiple ligaments.
The broader NFL world is already debating legacy. Hill was assembling a Hall of Fame resume, one that combined Super Bowl glory with jaw-dropping highlights. But legacies are fragile in football. Careers can pivot in a single moment, and the Cheetahs may now be defined by what could have been. Fans will remember the terror he brought to defenses, but they'll also wonder if history robbed him of a chance to be the greatest receiver of his generation.
Tyreek Hill, one of the best that we've seen at his position since he started playing professional football, might not play professional football ever again. I mean, it's just that simple. The guy's 31, and he's currently in a hospital bed with possible more surgery to come on a dislocated knee.
What makes this sting even more is the timing. Hill wasn't winding down. He was at his peak. This was his prime, the stretch where players cement their place in history. And to have it all potentially end with one gruesome moment feels cruel, even by football's brutal standards. The NFL thrives on spectacle, and Tyreek Hill was one of its crown jewels. Without him, the league loses not just a player, but a weekly event, a guarantee of fireworks whenever he touched the ball.
This is very concerning, most likely injury-ending season, and he's going to need surgery. He's carted off the field, now in the hospital, but we're going to get a lot of information, hopefully within the next 24 hours. Definitely get an MRI. His attitude, this player is tough.
For Tua Tagovailoa, this changes everything. His chemistry with Hill was the heartbeat of Miami's offense. Every defense schemed to stop Hill, and in doing so, they opened lanes for everyone else. Without him, Tua's margin for error shrinks, his job gets harder, and the Dolphins' entire strategy must be rewritten. What was once a Ferrari offense has been stripped of its engine.
Tyreek Hill probably won't be the same player ever again. He dislocated his knee last night and also tore multiple ligaments, including his ACL. Miami Dolphin fans, I'm truly sorry. You guys get your first win and lose Tyreek Hill. Absolutely heartbreaking. Hopefully this is not career ending and Tyreek Hill comes back, but awful news out of the NFL.
The media has erupted with takes, debates, and emotional tributes. Some say this marks the end of Miami's window. Others argue it's too soon to bury Hill's career, but all agree on one thing: the NFL will feel his absence massively. Networks lose their highlight machine, fantasy football players lose their golden ticket, and fans lose a generational talent they tuned in to watch every week.
All right, for all you Monday Night Football fans, we just saw a gruesome injury with Tyreek Hill. Unusual, unfortunate, simple tackle on the sidelines, legs got tangled, and his left knee ended up at a whole different angle. The only way you get something like this is with tears to the ligaments. Mostly, and unfortunately, could be the anterior cruciate, potentially the posterior cruciate.
Doctors warn, analysts react, and fans grieve. But there's also a glimmer of hope. Tyreek Hill has never been ordinary, on or off the field. His career has been about defying expectations, breaking limits, and proving doubters wrong. If there's any player stubborn enough, driven enough, and fueled enough to fight through this, it's him. But even optimism comes with caution. Recovery is one thing. Being the Cheetah again? That's another mountain entirely.
Adam Schefter reporting that, multiple ligaments got torn up in his knee. It's a dislocated knee. That sounds terrible. It looked terrible. His smile on his face totally belied whatever must have been going on in his knee as he was being carted off last night. Drew Rosenhaus's agent is talking about how the doctors and surgeons are looking at blood flow, possible nerve damage.
Still, the NFL waits. Teammates rally, fans pray, and the league holds its breath. Because if this really is the end, then one of football's brightest flames just burned out far too soon. And if it's not, the comeback story could be the greatest we've ever seen. But for now, the hard truth remains. Doctors aren't mincing words. The Cheetah may never run the same again, and the NFL world is left grappling with the possibility that an icon's career has been cut short. And that's what makes this moment bigger than football. It's the cruel reminder that even the fastest, strongest, most unstoppable athletes are still human. One play, one twist, one break, and history shifts forever.